Hi guys, today we're in the store and we're with my sister, Vicky, who, as some of you may know, does a lot of our patterns, quilts, bags, all kinds of things. And today she's gonna do a tutorial on how to actually do bag corners. So take it away, Vic.
Okay, thanks Dot.
No problem.
Okay everybody, I want to talk today about how to make corners on bags. We make a lot of bags here at Pineapple, which can be made with our pineapple packs and also some of our pre-cuts and bundles. The majority of our bags have one of two types of corners, and I want to show you how to make those today. And they're in our directions, but just hopefully this will be a little helpful lesson. So the first type of corner I want to show you is this is made with to make a larger, more sturdy bottom on a bag. And this is our hobo bag, which is one of our most popular products. It's made with an Alice pack, and you can see how this is a pretty wide bottom on here. And another example is made with a Grace, and this is called, it's one of two bags called Shopping in Style, and it also has the wide, good bottom on it. So it's you can load this thing up and you're gonna be okay. All right, so let's get to it. I have made a little pretend bag panel. This would be, for example, an exterior panel of the bag. And when you do your initial cutting on this, you're going to cut this on a fold, and you're going to have to take out a notch in the corner, and that's what's going to form the corner of your bag. And my only caution here is be careful and be accurate, because if you do this right, the rest goes easy later when you are putting this together. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this bottom section here, and we're going to pin it together, right sides together, and make sure you match your seam down here, and we're going to sew this together. All right, and I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this. All right, so we're going to sew this together. I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Under there. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's get these pins out of here. All right, now we can turn this. Normally you would press this. We don't have an iron here today, so we're not going to do that. All right, to make these corners then, you're going to just turn this, and then this should all seat nicely. And then we're going to pin. And then we're going to sew this. Get your needle right out there at the end. Okay. And then we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. And when you're doing this, well, two things. When you're doing this, you're going to have a lining panel and an exterior panel, so you're going to end up doing this 4 times. And also, I forgot to say, when you sew this seam, in the lining, you need to leave an opening in it. And it says this in the directions. So you can turn the whole bag right side out when you're done sewing everything together. So I always forget and have to undo it. All right. So All right, and again, you'd press it all if we were in real life doing this. So now when you turn this right side out, you can see you have corners to your bag.
Very nice.
And when you have the lining and the exterior together and everything's got interfacing on it, it's, you know, it's stiffer and it has weight and body and it looks good. So that's our first set. All right, our second, the second type of corner, this is what we use in most of the bags. The majority of the bags use this. And you can see here, it looks very similar to the other corner. This is the smaller bag in the Grace Shop and Style bag, and then this is the By My Side bag, which is an Alice project. This is one of our most popular projects. So this is a little bit easier. When you make your exterior and your lining, you're just gonna put your front and backs together, right sides together, and you're gonna sew around, and you end up with this pillowcase like shape. So to make the corners, you're gonna turn this inside out, and then you are going to have this form, the edges, the corners down here form a little triangle. And the main thing you need to do with this is you gotta look inside here, which, you know, it's hard to see in there, but you gotta look in there and make sure those two seams line up. Because if they don't, it's gonna disconnect on the bottom when you're done and you're not gonna be happy. So your directions are gonna tell you how far down you want your corner to go. So let's just today say 2 inches, and you're gonna put that from that point of the tip down 2 inches. And I like to do this with my little pineapple ruler, and I take one of the center lines and I do this, and then I mark it. And when you do a 2 inch, just for example, that will make your bag bottom 4 inches wide. All right, so, and then we're gonna sew along this line. Didn't catch that. All right. All right, and then we have to do it on the other side as well. So let's get this guy lined up. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right, and here, once again, your point. Get 2 inches down. And I would normally use a, like, chalk or something. I wouldn't use a ballpoint pen, but that's what I've got right now here. All right, and then I get this in the machine. All right, and then you're gonna do this for your lining and for your exterior. And when you're all done, you're gonna trim it. Trim these guys off.
Still use pinking shears or not really?
I don't use pinking shears. Okay. I mean, your stuff is pinked, so I kind of don't need to. And for something like this, I just use
it doesn't matter because it's inside.
I mean, it's taste. It's whatever you want to do. So when you're done, you end up with your side of your bag. And you can see this is the 2 inches, this is the 2 inches, so it's about a 4 inch wide bag. So that is how we make our corners. We have one other, there's one other method. It's a gusseted bottom. We only have one project that uses that, and we just prefer not to because it's a little more tedious to get it together. We've tried to simplify the directions in that project as much as possible so that it's somewhat painless. But these are the two easiest ways and most sturdy ways. The bag will, you can be confident it's not going to break. So that's it. That's the end of our tutorial for today.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.